Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today I want to do a nice little showcase on the Shadow Clone team. I just think this team has been incredibly good, and I just kind of want to do a video kind of focus on them. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take them into like a moderate difficulty level stage. So we're going to go into Supreme and Magnificent Battle, and we're going to go against the Evolution Blue Vegeta stage. I like this as a showcase stage just because it's very predictable. This Vegeta will basically always attack in slot 1. So it shows how good this team is going to be because Rose is your character that can sit in slot 1, the LR Rose, and then all your Shadow Clones, after supering, they're all like 1.5 to 2.5 million. Like, they actually have very suitable defense stats. They have some damage reduction built in. Some of them, like the AGL one, have 90% dodge. We get guard with a lot of them. So, like, they're just very capable, and they definitely do, like, suitable damage. Like, they have summonable level attack stats of, like, what you'd have on, like, a real team. Like, this guy you're going to see is going to be putting up 30 to even 40 mil attack stats at times. So let's go and hop in. I think I'm going to try no item run on this. Should be just fine. By the way, the reason why it took me a while to get this video out is I wanted to link level them. So I think 2 or 3 of them are full link level 10. Not all of them are full link level 10, but they all have big bad bosses at 10. So that was the big thing, is I just wanted to get them all big bad bosses. So this is a turn where we don't have the LR Goku Black, but we have the AGL one, so this one I do feel more comfortable putting in slot 1. The problem is he's got 70% chance to dodge it. It's only 90 if I get an AGL orb. Sometimes it'll just work out where we just don't have the orb here, right? So we'll go ahead and just grab this. And the STR one with an STR orb, he's going to get an extra additional. I don't really care that he doesn't have that right now. I mean, we have no choice, right? And then the tech one, unfortunately, in this event won't look the greatest. The tech one's deal is lowering attack and defense, but in proper setup, they are going there. We got the dodge there. That's all that matters. And then 11 million for the AGL one. The AGL one also does a lot of additionals, but the tech one's really like amazing in Super Battle Road, because with full, like the full kit active, the enemies have minus 70% attack and defense. That's essentially having a Nurse Chi-Chi on legs, is what it is. It's like he is the Nurse Chi-Chi item just for free. And for those of you that played Dokkan back in the day when like Super Battle Road was the hardest content, Nurse Chi-Chi was one of the best items in the game. You know, Nurse Chi-Chi is something you don't hear a lot about anymore because players probably don't use it or talk about it as much. But I've been doing all my Super Battle Road runs, you know, being that I'm on a fresh account. There, we just tank that super just fine. 28 million here for the STR clone. You'll notice a big jump when LR Rose is on rotation, because LR Rose is an 80% support to these guys. So they do look a lot better with him on board, right? So that one being turn 1 wasn't like the greatest setup, but still doing good damage. We showed tanking just fine. We showed that we can dodge in slot 1. So a lot of good things there from the clones. I talked about this in a previous video, but I think the thing holding this team back from maybe doing the top tier high-end content is that they only have what 5, like they're under 600k HP. They're a very low HP team. So what they need is eventually down the road they'll get easy A's. That'll definitely help the HP. But yeah, them lacking the HP I think will always hold them back a little bit. Super attack being launched. I'm trying to remember, does this guy, I know the physical one guards, but it's only when he has a physical orb, which we don't have. Let me check if you just have guard built in. I just want to make sure I don't mess this up here. Okay, yes, this one will guard. So we'll put the int one there because the int one will be guarding no matter what. If it grabs an int orb, it just does 10% HP heal, which doesn't really matter right now. So unfortunately, the orb changing hasn't worked in our favor. Like, we haven't been able to, because the idea with these shadow clones is you want to get the same color orb that they are. All right, so we should be fine here. Rose, I have full faith will tank this just fine. And I think I picked a different fight than I meant to do, but that's fine. We'll go into this one. I meant to do the fight that was just Evolution Blue Vegeta, but that's fine. We're going against the Goku and Vegeta event here. That's totally fine. Because we know we put Goku Black in slot 1, and that's all we really care about. This is actually good because we're seeing the Shadow Clones. Like, we'll see how the Int 1 tanks here, right? But I think the Int 1 should tank just fine because it's going to be guarding. And once again, they have some built-in damage reduction. I think all the Shadow Clones bare minimum have 20% damage reduction. Some of them have 50. So actually, they might all have 50. Because what they did with them is they made it so that if you use all typings and all Shadow Clones, they get significantly more buffs. So you run them together, they're stronger. Yeah, double-digit tank right there. We'll take that. We'll take that for sure. 20 million for the physical one. What you'll find is that the tech one and the STR ones are the hardest hitters. The STR one, you'll notice, hits harder against Superclass because he does have an attack buff specifically against Superclass. So this turn right here, you would see the STR one hitting hard, but unfortunately, they're going to be dead before we can get there. So I might, if this is the end of this run, we'll do another run. Because this is pretty short if it's done with just this one phase, which it might be. Well, maybe just, yeah, like, because there's a lot of these, you know, because I'm on a fresh account. There's a lot of these, like, Supreme Magnificent Battles and things that I just haven't done yet. So we might just blitz a couple of these while we're kind of taking a look at the team, right? So 30 mil here for LR Goku Black. Sure, we'll take that. Perfect and done. Okay, there's another phase. All right, so here's the Evolution Blue Vegeta. But this is different than, yeah, I was thinking of a different fight. But that's okay. So now here, I mean... so they're guaranteed hit. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the active skill. Actually, we're going to do the Goku Black active skill because that's going to buff us more. So hold on, let me go back. I don't want Zamasu. Let's go back to Goku Black. See, they messed me up because the Vegito unit does the selfish buff on Goku, and then you switch the Vegeta to get the group buff. This is opposite, where we have the group buff on Goku Black, and then we get the selfish buff on Zamasu. So I'm always thrown off on which one I got to do. So that should be the group buff. Yep. Now let's see here. So, you know, start of turn defense, our clones are at 560k start of turn defense. So they're like into over 2 million defense after super. It's kind of crazy. We'll go ahead and grab, I mean, the int orbs don't really matter. I would like to get 24 key, but it doesn't look like I'm getting that. So sure, we'll just grab that. We'll just grab that. There's fine. And the tech one does more damage if the enemy is either debuffed or below, I think, 69% health. So I think we will get the good attack stat here if we don't just flat out kill them here. But we'll get the good attack stat because they will be in the health threshold, but they can't be... I like that they did that because a lot of modern bosses can't be debuffed. So by having an HP threshold as a part of that, we can still get the buff even on a boss like this, right? Okay, this should be good because he's not dead, but he's definitely in the threshold. Tech unit should be putting up a big attack stack here. A big attack stat. What do we got? Yeah, 40 million for the tech unit. That's because we got the buff there, right? 40 million. Dude, for a free-to-play farmable unit, hitting 40 million doesn't seem like something that should happen. And then 37 mil. So you'll notice the attack went down there. So the one thing I should mention is every Shadow Clone has a 50% chance to do an attack variant that's slightly stronger. So on the first attack, we had the variant. This is good. We can see a tank here. Yeah, tanked it just fine. And then 23 mil for the int clone. This is crazy, the damage they're doing for completely farmable free-to-play units. But if you see them do the Ki Blast at the end, that's the stronger attack. If they don't do the Ki Blast, then they got the slightly weaker attack, right? Okay, so here I'm assuming this is the last phase. So we'll just go ahead and pop and kill here. We'll just do the group buff again. And then I don't think there's another phase after that. No, we got that done. Let's do another fight. That was pretty quick. But yeah, just to show these guys off in a couple of, you know, somewhat difficult fights. Just to see how crazy they are, right? Like, I already did the whole Divine Wrath and Mortal Will. Pretty much using these guys the whole time. They just flew through that. Sure, let's try the Goku. Actually, Goku and Frieza, you know, for a while is one of the tougher fights. I'm trying to think, though. Didn't this have some... I'm not going to go into that. I feel like that had some weird gimmicks in it where, like, I have to get rainbow orbs and stuff. Let's not do that. Let's just do this Goku Ultra Instinct stage. I know that Goku and Frieza, I think it has some weird gimmicks. I just don't want to deal with that right now. Alright, so let's hop into another fight, and then we'll call it a video after this one. But yeah, this free Shadow Clone team, so I've said this before. If you're even on a really fresh account like I am, I mean, this is the type of banner you should be summoning on anyways during these big celebrations. But I really specifically, you know, the Goku Black banner isn't as good as the Goku banner, but I think every player should get a copy of this LR Goku Black, even if it's just 55%, so that you can have the leader skill to run this ridiculous team. Because as a full free-to-play team, other than the summonable leader you have, this team's going to be able to beat, what, 90 to 95% of the game? Like, the only thing this won't be able to beat is, like, maybe the, you know, 4 or 5 hardest fights in the game. And even some of those, you might be able, with a few attempts, get it done. I think the only thing that holds it back, like I said, is just the HP's kind of low on it. And the only other thing it won't be able to beat is category specific stuff that it doesn't fit. But otherwise, it's going to be able to take it down. Like, these guys are strong. 26 million here. This is from the LR. So you can see, like, we actually had some bigger attack stacks from the clones, right? And 18 million here. This is the AGL clone. Once again, this guy does a bunch of additionals. He usually triple supers for me. So the thing with these clones on this team, they literally are acting like summonable units. Like, they're putting up attack stats that are just as good, if not better, than summonable units. Their defense is right there. They have a lot of defensive mechanics. They do support. Like, they do everything. We even have freaking Scouter on this team, right? Like, we knew the super was coming right here. Let's see. Do we dodge or do we tank? It's going to be one or the other here. Okay. Double-digit tank. We're good. So in a fight like this, which, you know, it's not the newest fight, but it's considered difficult content, like, this team just without a sweat is going to breeze through it no problem. So I've kind of had a weird feeling about it because, like, obviously I love that they're so good. Like, nobody's going to complain that they're this good. Like, it's completely awesome. But for me, it kind of makes me, like, second guess some of these, like, banner units and stuff, right? Because, like, you know, we're getting summonable banner units and they're not doing what these clones are doing. That's free-to-play units. So it makes me think, well, if they're going to make the free-to-play units this good, they got to make the summonable banner units, I think, a little bit better, right? You look at that new Champa, like, doing, like, really good support and stuff, but these guys are probably out-damaging that Champa other than when he hits a 6% chance to do unga-bunga damage. And they're probably more defensive than the Champa, right? So, and they're obviously more cohesive. They got premium links like Big Bad Bosses and, like, are perfect linking partners to each other and then near perfect to the LR Goku Black. Like, it's just crazy to me. I don't know. They're, like, crazy good. All right, we're on UI Goku here. All right. I would like a turn. So the STR clone should look pretty good here, but not at max potential, of course. So when they start in slot 1, they don't orb change, and so then their orb typically won't be there, because then the other ones will, like, change their orbs. That's really unfortunate. I'm going to keep the STR one on rotation here, though. So we're going to do that. And then the AGL one's got 90% dodge. Now, per chance, if maybe the AGL one gets tagged and doesn't dodge, maybe we take some damage here. We'll see. 30 million for LR Goku Black. We'll take that nice crit for sure. 23 million. The thing you're going to notice about the two new LRs is if you don't get the 18 key super, they hit like a wet noodle. But thankfully, yeah, 30 million here, right? So we're just, like, on par with the LR for damage for this free-to-play Shadow Clone. Like, just crazy. All right, let's see. Do we eat this? Do we tank this or do we take damage? Let's see. 600k. So this actually is good because it showcases, like, the weakness. And that was type disadvantage, by the way. So the STR one doesn't guard. So a couple of factors there prevented us from living. One is if we're on a normal team that has, like, modern level HP, we survive that. Or if we're just type neutral or have guard, which most of the other Shadow Clones have guard. That one, unfortunately, did not have guard. So it was, like, the one instance, right? Like, the STR one specifically against an AGL super, we got killed there. But otherwise, I mean, like I said, this team's looking pretty good. Let me know what you think of these guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.